evening. Hello, hello. Welcome. I hope you're all doing good. Here we are in Frankfurt. Just beautiful aircraft all around. Look at that. Our beautiful Superstar A321, and next to it is a beautiful 787. How good is that? Claudia, hello to you. Jacob, hello. Thomas, hello. Ghost, hello. Matthias, hi. Scones, hello to you as well. Easy. Oh, Easy. Sorry, Easy. Goatfriend, hello. Fishbone, Felix. Voyager, moin. Peter, hello. Martin, hello. Mike, hello. F-16 Pilot, Hydra, hello. Peter, hello to you. Ghost, hello. Flugzeit. Yoda. Nate, hello. BTV. Fishbone, hello. And Blokta, hello to you. Right, there we are. So let me quickly do one thing. Let me just get the jetway connected. Operate jetway. We'll take Fraport. Yeah, that'll do. Yeah, so Thomas, this is thanks to Hughes. I didn't really realize how big Hughes has become. I heard about them doing some stuff regarding the 777 cockpit, and I didn't realize that actually they are. Can I get my? Where's my? Hang on. There we go. They're actually doing a lot of other things as well regarding liveries, and I'll show you something quite unique that they are working on. Now, unfortunately, I'm not sure how I can get the other jetway to work, but I guess we're just gonna have to accept that, right? Then let me get the stairs going. Operate stairs. It is a beautiful livery, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Thomas, my pleasure. Captain 220, hello to you. F-16 Pilot, yeah, go ahead. There's no stupid questions. Superstar for Super VIP, yes. Nice. Cool, yeah, so quite interesting is the fact that you can actually get some stuff connected here. Now let me have a look. Yeah, so Hughes, if you install the Hughes base folder core, I think it's called Hughes HUES core, it offers you a couple of aircraft liveries where you get some unique things showing up the flight deck. For example, this sort of stuff. You get a little tech lock here on the front. You get some bits and bobs flying around, telex, that sort of stuff. Not that it's important, but I quite find it quite interesting. And apparently, with some other liveries like the Easy Jet liveries, you get even more kind of tweaks with it. The number of people who say they talk to a pilot and the pilot claimed to say the Earth is flat. No, it's not. I think it has been proven time and time again. Yeah, he's right. So the same question with UFOs. Have I ever seen UFOs? No, I'm pretty sure I can say. In all honesty, no, I've never seen a UFO or a UAP or whatever they're called these days. Hey, Tuxu. I'm not sure about the hands here. Looks more like a rash. Well, that's just me. All right, cool. Let me see. There's a couple of things I want to do though. Where's my? So how come that button doesn't work? For crying out loud! Hang on. Oh no! Disregard. It does work. Yeah. It's No, it's not. It does not work. Hang on. Let's clear that, and then let's do that. So let's do that. Save. And then cabin window left, this view. Let's get rid of that, and then let's do that instead. So there you go. Yeah, we do have some nice cabin views today. Cool thing is that we are going to fly to Naples, which has always been interesting regarding the approach types there. Very challenging approach itself, including a nice upward sloping runway 24, which should be in use today. And today they have the tower controller doing his or her exam, final check or whatever. So we'll see how that goes. Yeah, I honestly, I mean, each to their own, right? I mean, who am I to say that I know everything? I don't. But there are certain things that I am fairly sure about, like 99.9% sure. And one of those things is the Earth is not flat. Okay, so take it from me or not, whatever. But right, let me have a look here. So mass and balance. Let's go load the aircraft. So we are planned 188 passengers. We'll do GSX boarding only and refuel instantly.
Catering vehicles are on their way.
Right. The moon is it happens. Ah. What's going on already? Right. Cool. I'm looking forward to the flight, and I've got all my lovely setup here. Hang on, where's my other camera? So let's have a look here. Let's do sterile, and then let's have a look. Yeah. I would say that's good enough. Everything's there. Oh, sorry, Captain 220. I'm sorry. Would you either choose the 777 flight fact or the FENIX A320 if you had a choice? That's a difficult or weird kind of comparison, because normally I get asked if I would take the PNG 777 or the flight factor 777. Well, that's a tough choice to make. I mean, you know, two different sim platforms and two different aircraft. I think I really enjoy both, each for their role that they play, right? What they have. Oh, Ghost, yeah, sorry, Ghost, you are joining, you said. Hang on, Ghost, you are where? Hold on. Is that you, the Condor? Lovely, lovely livery. What's the kerosene price today? I think it's still pretty high. I would say it is like it went up like 300%.
Autopilot.
No, this is the base is the Moser AB9. Buy both, yeah. I mean, that would be a solution, Josh. Yeah, I agree. Hunter, hello to you. And hang on, something just happened. What happened? Hang on. Give me a second. Give me a second. €5 from, let me see. €5 from Feel My Hate. Thanks so much. Thanks for the €5 donation. Very kind of you. Thanks for supporting the channel. Yep, best delivery. I agree. And Quotenwagner, hello. Yeah, I agree. I mean, I've seen it yesterday. No, was it 2 days ago in Berlin or something? Or at least there was a picture where they had the Superstar and they had the 787-100 delivery. So yeah, definitely a lovely, lovely livery. And Hunter, good evening. Flew in and out of Naples back in October and the views were spectacular. Yeah. I mean, I have some videos I can show during the flight. There was a quite interesting video where I recorded, which I was happy to record because Let me just see if I have it here. Because yeah, that's the one, isn't it? Yep. So let me just we'll have a look at that during the flight, not now.
Welcome aboard the Captain Black.
But I'll just have to set it already. So let me have it available later.
Welcome everyone.
So
here's a video which shows an approach
we'll look
to
at
the
that
airport
during
off.
the flight. And there was a scones, a resub. Scones, thank you much on YouTube for 8 months. Big round of applause, scones. Much appreciated. Yeah, and scones, if you have any questions on Discord, you've already said hello to me. You know, anytime. Thank you so much for your support. Cool. Alrighty, so I was just saying, or having a look at the flight plan here. So we are Lufthansa 336, and I'm using today the FlyHub log app to log the flight, and then hopefully we get a good readout on the landing to see what kind of score we get. But I also have another landing rate app running, the Touchdown FX. And the last couple of landings haven't been bad, have they? 168, 252, 227. And this actually is a better readout app compared to the standard stuff. But I will only say it as long as I have lovely butter landings, right? Well, Jacob, we can have a look at some topic, see if we can do some failure in that regard. Oh, where Hunter? Which seat did you have then? And Felix asks, with regard to increased kerosene prices, would your company give out a note or something to remind you that, and like stress out saving fuels? They could, but honestly, Felix, I think the topic of saving fuel has been there all the time, and I remember the last briefing package we got for our last, for my last sim check ride. The last topic on the briefing package was green procedures, meaning you know, single engine taxi out, single engine taxi in, or reduced taxi in, reduced engine taxi in, as it's called now. You know, flap setting for approach. Extra fuel calculation, etc., etc. So it's always a topic, right? It's not just only when you know, when the kerosene price is high. Right. Good. Flight time should be a lovely 1 hour 30. And I apologize that I'm only doing one flight today, guys. The reason is I got really bad allergic reaction at the moment from the birch pollen. Every year, when the birch pollen starts to fly, I have to take some medicine, which makes me really drowsy. So that's why we'll do one flight today, and I'll be back on Sunday. Sunday should be fun. We're doing a shared flight in the FENIX A320 with Flying Fabian, and we'll do a flight from Vienna to Tivat, and back to Vienna again. And so we'll have one flight I'll be pilot flying and one flight I'll be pilot monitoring. And then I'm sure we're going to have a little failure, but don't tell Fabian, okay? I'll do something to surprise him, to test him. Hey, Ali. Oh yes, so Ali, you are correct. I'm going to send you it right now, Ali, so that I don't forget it, okay? While I have a look at the briefing package here. So yeah, 1 hour 30, and the weather is as follows. Beautiful weather today. So Cav OK here in Frankfurt. Okay, Thomas. Yeah. So Thomas, regarding the sim ride or sim or visit to fly with the sim with you, I should be okay for the rest of the month. If you send me some potential, dates that you can you have free, then let me know, please. So Ali, there you are. Okay, Ali. I will send you the profile right now. Give me a second, and that way I don't forget. There it is. Okay. So I've just sent it to you. Yeah, we'll have a look in a minute. What approach they have in Naples. Fabian is sneaky, really? No, Fabian is very intelligent, but I'm sure he'll appreciate some challenge. I'm sure he'll like that. Good. So again, Frankfurt is doing good. We have Cav OK, 21 degrees, 1017 on the altimeter. QNH 1017. Tomorrow morning or night, some thunderstorms, prop 30, but that doesn't apply to us. Naples currently 190 at 7, so that's definitely, yeah, Ali, welcome. And so Maf, hello to you. That's definitely runway 24, which should be great. But there's a couple of sneaky things you have to look out for when you fly to Naples. Fumicino, Roma, the alternate, currently Cav OK, and later chance of some fog. We're gonna have to monitor that. They are definitely saying it's going to be foggy overnight, so that's something to monitor. Good. Apart from that, we are taking on a little bit extra fuel as always, because go around is quickly doable in Naples, and so that we don't have to commit ourselves to one runway. We'll have 20 minutes extra. That gives us time for one pattern. PDC available. Thank you, Ghost. Yeah, thank you. We'll check that in a second. So we're going to be about 9.1 block fuel, and that is already inserted. Fantastic. Cool. Alrighty, then we'll do the next steps here. I'm going to go to ATSU, then we'll go to AOC menu, flight init data request. Peter, yes. Peter. Let's see. Let's see if I have you. Can you just ping me on Discord, please, so that I can find your name a bit easier. Lufthansa, whatever the cabin. No. So Abhimar, hello to you. A couple of things do work on all aircraft. The 787 is pushing. So here's the Lufthansa cabin, and it is working. So some special items like this, for example, the sunshade, right? That is there. The rest, the papers, it does work. It does work. Not just easy, no. Good. So we've done the init. Let's go back to the init page, do the init request here. There we go, Peter. Yeah, got your message, and I'll send you the file right now. So the idea with this file, this joystick file, is that around the center, it's fairly soft, and then as you go to the more extreme values of the flight stick, that's where the stick will get a little bit more dampened. Where's my Cessna? What do you mean Cessna? Test. Right, there we go. Now it's working. Cool. Let's start the APU while passengers are boarding. Fueling completed, seatbelts on. Yes, TUBT is something we have to set, and so that's VATSIM Frankfurt. I'll show you that here in a minute. So VATS.im or India Mike, and then it's slash Frankfurt. Although it wasn't that hang on. Isn't there a general so VDGS stuff? Hang on. So it should be this here, right? So it's let's see if that works here as well. So we're going to depart 1745, submit to TOBT, and then we'll see. We'll see if that works. If not, I'll have to. Yeah. So APU is available. Putting the APU bleed on. Ground control comes on as well here. For the voice recorder, good. All right. So we are Lufthansa 336. Cost index is over here. Cost index 6, so fairly low. 6. The flight level that's filed today, 350. And the temperature up there is minus 57 there. So minus 57, that goes in here. Currently on the ground here we have 20 degrees. Nice. 20 degrees. And then we are expecting a zero fuel weight of 67.1. So 67.1, and we set block fuel round about 9.1 there. So that's all filled out. And then I want to adjust the alternate fuel to have a resemble correct values. And so the alternate will be 2 tons to Rome Fiumicino. So, oops, sorry, that's 1 ton. Well, that should be 1.2 for half, no, 1.5 actually for half an hour. And 2 tons for the alternate. There we go. And now we can see it does match up with 1 ton extra, which is more like 20 minutes, not really 30 minutes. Good. On this side, let me try to fetch my clearance so that we know which departure we can get. Here's the PDC. ATIS information Charlie. Station is Frankfurt. And the gate number is A52. Yeah, A52 is correct, and we'll send that off. Now, what do you mean with much final fuel, Avimar? It's not that much. I mean, we talk about A321 with IAE engines, so that's 20 minutes. And because the approach into Naples is a challenge, especially the runway 24. So for one, it's 3.33 degrees down, and the runway has an upslope. So that combination is always a recipe for hard landing, bounce landing potentially. Or if you get high in the approach, you flare too long, because the runway isn't that long either. The runway length is, give me a second here. The runway is only 2,400 meters, and that for a 321, it's okay, but it's not that much either. So that's why you don't have much flare time, and then potential hard landing, bounced landing. So then one missed approach means a fairly long pattern, because the missed approach initially takes you away from the field. Right, so the request is being processed, and here we go. So we've been cleared. I'm going to accept that already. Cleared to Naples, runway 18, Cindy 8 Sierra, squawk 1000. And next frequency 12185. Next page. Report ready on 12185. Good. Alright, while I'm down here, let me go in it again. Iris has been aligned. Wind data request. Yeah, so whenever you fly the A321, and you used to fly, let's say, 320, 319, you always are like in the mindset, 800 kilograms, that's plenty. Not so in the A321. The A321 does have a noticeable higher fuel flow. So just be aware of that. Cool, we already finished boarding, so what time is it? About 9 minutes to our TOBT, so it should be fine. Good, so we just received Frankfurt, runway 18, departure as expected. Cindy 8 Sierra departure. Let me find that here. Cindy 8 Sierra. Then we have our flight planned route. And then for the arrival, we are planned for the Erika 1 Alpha. Now that can change. Naples is known for changing their arrivals quickly. Polar Pilot, hello to you. So this would be the Erika 1 Alpha, which looks okay. That looks like a valid arrival all the way to Bento. And then from Bento, we would fly the Zulu 24. Yeah, Bento, there it is. There may be shortcuts. I'll talk about that later in flight. There may be a shortcut potentially. So Erika 1 Alpha and then via Bento. And let's insert that. And let's check that quickly on the plan page. So let's go down here. Check the routing. Forward, gute wie geht's dir? Schön dich zu sehen. Avi might have a very long... Oh, okay, sorry to hear that. Yeah, I feel a bit tired because I've had to take quite a lot of antihistamines today, because yesterday evening I went cycling, and this morning I woke up, my eyes were like swollen, and I was sneezing all day. So the birch pollen, every year they get me. So I have a period for 1 or 2 weeks. Hey Alpha. So usually beginning April, where I really suffer. And then after about 2 weeks, if it has rained and the pollen go away, then I feel better. But yeah, right now I also feel really kind of dizzy, and well, not dizzy, but drowsy because of those antihistamines. So initial climb, what did it say? And let me get MC menu here. That's received messages. Hang on. It's load sheet. Yeah, let's try ATC com. Received messages. Oh, hang on. Okay. Recall. Clearance. Ah, there we go. Message plus. No, hey, what's... that's strange. No more messages. Interesting. ATC requests. It's not in here, is it? Caleb, hello to you. Where's my ATC com message record? Okay, let me try that. That's the problem, right? ATC com. Yeah, I've checked that. It's not on here. Yeah, I know they're on the charts. The problem is, Jacob, sometimes you get in the clearance at different altitude. So don't fall for the trap where you just look at your departure chart, which gives you the normal, yeah, I tried the recall, Urgland, didn't work. Just gave me one of the messages. So yeah, it does say it here, but the thing is, sometimes, so that's the last message, right? Page down. If I go message plus, no more messages, which is also weird. And then ATC comp. The strange thing is, I'm not sure why it's giving me that. Arrival message. No. Hey, Nanak. Ah, hang on. Thank you. Man, you know, why does it have to be so complicated, right? But thanks, guys. Jeez. Yeah, so they're not stating any different altitudes. That's what I wanted to check, right? So that means we climb 4,000. Yeah, that's the one. Cool. 121855 next. Excellent. And squawk 1,000. So to clear 1,000. Op reporting on. Nice. Okay, so that can go away. We've got everything set. And then we'll check the load sheet here on this side. That's received messages. And just call up those two messages. But I'm looking for the final load sheet. So the final load sheet says zero fuel weight is 67.1. That has remained. The CG is 25.2. And then we'll do the calculations here as a last step. Yeah, so AOC is the aircraft operator center or aircraft operational center or something, and ATC is obviously ATC menu. So one thing like, you know, internal and the other one external. So dry runway 18, we will do intersection. Hang on, is 25 or 07 in use as well? 07. Okay, guys. So here's the thing, guys. In Frankfurt, always remember, when you have the combination 0718 in use, you want to plan your takeoff performance for runway 18 with intersection Mike. The reason is that as aircraft are landing 7 right, they're not landing 7 center, always landing 7 right. ATC wants you to take off from here so that you are outside of those wake turbulence spirals that come down, and you want to avoid, being in the rotation here and then suddenly getting a tailwind induced wind shear. So if you are lifting off here, that's not the issue. Aeronautical operational control, thank you, Yuva. The aeronautical's AOC, aeronautical, and then and ATC is obviously air traffic control. Yeah, so that's why, again, you want to calculate runway 18 in combination with 07 from intersection Mike. So I'll choose Mike intersection here. So the final load sheet was 75.9, 24.6 for takeoff. Also, I'm going to calculate with 5 knot tailwind and 21 degrees Celsius and 1015. So all of these factors on a little bit more negative side. Why? Because should the temperature increase, or should the air pressure drop by 1 hectopascal, or should we get more tailwind, I have that already included, right? So as long as I stay within those limits, I don't have to recalculate. Pax off for takeoff, I agree with that. So that will give us a flap 2 departure, trim is up 1.0, flex 52, 374646. So we'll send that to the MCU. Gonna check that here, 374646, fantastic. And then for Frankfurt, we have NADP 2, which means 1360 for thrust reduction, engine out acceleration. And in case of engine failure, runway 18, it's 1900 for the engine out acceleration. And the procedure says straight out 25 miles, so 176 tracks. So I'm going to put Frankfurt 18 runway in there, fix info, and radial 176, 25 miles. Secondary flight plan, copy active. Do a return plan here. And we'll arrive runway 07 center, Zulu, no star, no buyer. Yeah, for emergency we can land on the 7 center, that's fine. Good. I am happy now with all of that. Briefing. So we are flying the beautiful, beautiful A321 Zulu, Sierra Zulu with the gorgeous Superstar livery. Dexter, good evening. And we have the IAE engines. I'm not sure why the reverser on the one side is active. Should be. Let me quickly switch on the hydraulic pump. Then that should fix it. Oh, that should fix it, shouldn't it? Hold on. Let's get that indication going here. Oh, hold on. Why is that not working? Oh. A second. Hold on. Of course, it's a new livery, isn't it? So you have to set, because the beautiful Microsoft software isn't clever enough to understand this is an A320. There we go. Now that should have fixed it. Yep. Now it's all closed. Fantastic. Now I can select that back off again. Now it works. Cool. It's not Simbad Pro, that's Microsoft silly hardware software. Good. 1017. Let me just check the latest ATIS one more time, and then we are good to go. Yeah, so technically no issues. We've determined we'll depart runway 18 in Frankfurt, meaning it'll be a pushback here. And then very likely we are going to taxi either November 8 or November 7, then November, and then full length for takeoff. We can take the Mike intersection if we want to. We've calculated for that. Cindy 80 departure, RNAV coded. So according to these waypoints and restrictions which have been checked. So Delta Fox 158, 171, 173, 174, 170, and ticks Cindy. Initial climb is 4,000 feet. Sector 4,300. White area means 3,000 would be safe. Case of engine failure, straight out, acceleration 1900. And then we get cleanup climb 4,000. We'll do right hand radar vectors 7 center. Come back to land. Currently we are weighing yeah, we are actually below max landing weight already. 77 point we're below max landing weight, so quick return without calculations or special calculations possible. Weather is good. I don't see any other threats or specials. Unless you guys have something, let me know. Good. Let's contact delivery, walk around, and then we'll go tell them fully ready. Although before we do that, now this thing, guys, so here with the Hughes core little add-on, which is free, downloadable on flightsim.to, you get a checklist for each airline, for each livery. But I find this one not to be accurate for Lufthansa. So I would rather go with the one we have, which is more accurate. So cockpit preparation checklist, gear pins covers removed. We have fuel quantity is 9.1 balanced. Seatbelts on, ADIRS or NAF, and bar ref 1017.
Startup approved, facing west. Pushing start approved, face west, Lufthansa 01.
Oh, hang on, they're not synced? Oh, because of the shared flight with Mark, hang on.
Frankfurt April, Condor 1 Charlie Delta, position travel to Zero, information Charlie, requesting clearance to bar. Good 1 Charlie Delta, Cape Palma, Aniki to Lima departure, flight en route, climb by altitude 4,000 feet, squawk 1,000. Condor 1 Charlie Delta, Aniki to Palma, Aniki to Lima, out of an air, flight en route, climb by altitude 4,000, squawk 1,000. 1 Charlie Delta, is that correct?
So that was that, and then we wanted to have
Frankfurt ground, Speedbird 903, you're ready for pushback and startup.
Speedbird 903, question, Speedbird 903, set your squawk and pushback and startup approved, area 4.
That's one of them, linked, there we go. Cool. Right, and then bar ref, yeah, 1017
code, pushback and startup approved,
is now
area
set
4.
3 times, checked.
Roger, Speedbird 903,
Cockpit preparation checklist complete.
I set at my squawk code.
Speedbird 903, area 4, that's facing west.
The star is push special west, Speedbird 903.
Frankfurt ground, Gude, the Lufthansa 336, stand Alpha 52, fully ready.
We are ready for pushback.
A from Lufthansa 520, ready for push and start.
Lufthansa 520, Roger, once clear of the 737 behind. Pushback and startup approved, area 3.
Clear and 37, push and
Hey
start.
Adam, doing well, how are you?
With Lufthansa 520.
And confirm on to area 3.
Say again, please.
On to pushback, area 3.
Roger. Pushback to Area 3, Lufthansa 520.
Frankfurt April, hello, Lufthansa 4225 at November 811.
Hello, 4225, taxi via November 11, November, hold short of November 8, expect Alpha 19er.
Looking here.
Taxi via November 11, November, hold short of November 8, expect Alpha 19er, Lufthansa 4225.
Super 915 uniform, contact tower 11878, goodbye.
Tower 11878, Super 915 uniform.
Ground to Lufthansa 7, Papa X-ray, Alpha to 6, request, start of a pushback.
It's not even Frankfurt Friday today.
7 Papa X-ray, pushback and start of a proof,
Crazy.
Area 6. Area 6, Lufthansa 7 Papa X-ray, danke.
Frankfurt, Ground, guten Abend, gute. Die Lufthansa. Oh, it's, oh, okay, now I understand why it doesn't hear me.
Bravo 25, requesting airport clearance to JFK. We have information, Charlie, and flight level 340. First Lufthansa 101, taxi right via Lima, hold short of Lima 17.
Yeah, push to talk didn't work.
Lufthansa 101, right Lima, hold short of Lima 17.
Roger, hold short of Lima 17. Lufthansa 101.
Singapore 66, hello, info Charlie, clear to Kennedy, Oboka 3 Delta departure, flight en route, climb via to 5,000 feet, squawk 4117. Clip to Oboka, clip to JFK via the Oboka 3 Delta departure, flight en route, climb 5,000. Could you quote again, please, Singapore 66? Singapore 66, squawk 4117, question, squawk 4117. Squawk 4117, Singapore 66. Singapore 66, read back correct.
Ground, gute wie, die Lufthansa 336, stand Alpha 52, requesting push and start, please.
Guten Tag, Lufthansa 336, pushback and start of approved, Area 1.
Push start approved, Area 1, Lufthansa 336. So, let me find...
Lufthansa 01, request taxi.
Danke.
Lufthansa 001, runway 07 center, taxi via November 3, Lima, hold short of Lima 17.
By November 3, Lima, hold short, Lima 17, expect 07 center, Lufthansa 01.
Brakes
Lufthansa
released.
4225, taxi via November 5, gate Alpha 19er.
Cabin crew all doors in flight.
Taxi via November 5, gate Alpha 19er, Lufthansa 4225.
Here we go.
Lufthansa 101, connect tower 118.78, goodbye.
Oh, MD-11. Nice. I have no idea why it's so busy.
Bravo, pushback and startup approved, Area 1.
Good. I'm going to start engine 2 first today. Starting engine 2.
Condor 069, pushback and startup approved, facing west.
Yeah, it's a Hughes livery, yeah.
Jederzeit im
Calibrate on your right side of the
und ziehen Sie Ihren Sicherheitsgurt fest. Gemeinsam mit meinem Team wünsche ich Ihnen einen angenehmen Start Ihres Anflug. Dear guests, good evening and a very warm welcome. My name is Peter Bennett, I'm the first on this flight. And together with my crew, it's my pleasure to welcome you.
I call you back for the pushback elevation.
Ooh, it's busy today. Look at that. So much traffic. Blimey. Starting engine 1.
Please switch off your laptop and place it in your hand baggage. You're welcome to use lighter devices such as mobile phones or tablets in flight. Please fasten your seatbelts now and pull it tight. Together with my team, I wish you a pleasant stay on board. Sehr geehrte Gäste, möchten Sie nun mit den Sicherheitsvorkehrungen dieses Flugzeuges vertraut machen, bitten Sie daher um Ihre geteilte Aufmerksamkeit. Dear guests, we will now carry out our safety instructions of this aircraft and we ask you to provide your attention. Wir zeigen Ihnen jetzt, wie Sie Ihren Sicherheitsgurt schließen und wieder öffnen. We will now show you how your seatbelt is fastened and unfastened.
We have a good engine start. You can disconnect.
Yeah, it does. So the IAE do a 30-second cooling cycle, always.
Drücken Sie Maske auf Mund und Nase und streifen das elastische Band über Ihren Kopf. Helfen Sie dann.
Jeez, how many aircraft are here? Now what I did, so I installed the AIG liveries. Oh, sorry, I installed the fly-by-wire liveries, but I used a little program to scale down the textures. No, it's not FSLTL. It's from fly-by-wire mod. Why are they called FSLTL? But I still have a feeling, especially on these busy airports. Hang on, something's wrong though. Hold on. Something's really wrong, guys. 20 FPS? No. No, something's really broken, guys. That has not to do with VATSIM. Give me a second, please.
Are you able to make a short pushback?
I mean, that's unplayable. I have a feeling my PC is having a fit again. Yeah, it is.
001 contact tower 1187 Lufthansa 001 1187
Sehr geehrte Gäste, jetzt zum Start und später zur Landung werden wir das Kabinenlicht vollständig ausschalten. Sollten Sie noch eine Leselandung benötigen, nutzen Sie diese in der Einheit.
Yeah, I'm just going to disconnect quickly.
Takeoff and later.
So I've disconnected. I have 28 FPS. 30 FPS. Well, slowly increasing. Hang on. 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41. It's slowly getting better. Does that have to do with VRAM or something? Yeah. I'm now getting... Yeah, now I have my 60 FPS. Although, I mean, if I pan around again... No, I'm not tapped out the window, no. No. So these settings are all the same. They have not been changed. Well, let me dial that down a bit. Why was it 170? Let's put that back to 100. Yeah, it shouldn't be that low. I should get easily 60 FPS. Florian, yeah, I've explained it many times. I can't use hardware acceleration on Windows. So there's two options, guys. One would be to fly without VATSIM. The only other option I would have is to completely restart the PC again and hope it gets better. But I would rather, honestly, man, I'd love to fly with VATSIM. Can I save the state? Let's see. Yeah, that will be a possibility, right? Save the state on the FSI panel, then restart. And the problem is, Aviamar, I think, no, I don't think it's going to get much better. Because I mean 40 FPS shouldn't be the case. Honestly, with frame rate, even Frankfurt, I should get 60 FPS. The main thread is just hammering. It's like 40-50 main thread, which normally is not the case. Let me take a snapshot. Super annoying, guys. I tell you what we'll do. Is we're going to depart. We will do it offline, and then we'll have a look if the FPS normalize again. We should be. The thing is, yeah, if the FPS normalize again later on, then we'll reconnect again on VATSIM. And if not, then I may have to restart the whole PC. But I'll try to avoid that. So that's that, and the last thing to do, where's my FSI panel? So, task manager, let's see what's really causing the CPU spike. So here's the thing, right? So I've got, not sure why the fly the mat dock that can go, but it's only Microsoft, 26%, so nothing else is really bogging down. Like I said, we're going to try to depart, okay? Then we'll have a look at the...
You've got to be kidding me.
Then we'll try to have a look at the... the FPS, see how it's going, and then we may reconnect during the flight somehow, okay? Good, so we've done the items. We did say we climbed 4,000. And we'll do the rest of the items after start flows. So that looks good, that looks good, that can go here. Spoilers armed. And then flight control check, full up. Full down, neutral, full left, full right, neutral. And the rudder. I wish Microsoft would just work sometimes. Like, why do I have to tell it again that I have rudder pedals and I like to use them? Full left, full right, neutral. Anyways, that is just Microsoft in a nutshell. Before start, parking brake is, no, that was done after start. Anti-ice off. Ecam status is checked. Pitch trim, we have up 1.00 after start. Check is completed. Right, let's go. Yeah, it's weird, isn't it? Oh, of course, yes, my tiller. Why didn't I think of that as well? So I have to tell that my tiller, which it has identified. Oh, but I have to do it again for all aircraft. Some of the Hue liveries causing FPS issues, really? FPS okay now. It's smooth on my end now. Back to FSX or P3D, for that matter. That's fine for Frankfurt. This is okay. That's not the issue. Oh, look at that. Beautiful. All good now with the FPS right now, all good. So I don't think it's the livery. This is the Aerosoft one. Yeah, it's Aerosoft. Yeah, we'll have a look. Again, during cruise flight, I'll check the VATSIM radar and then make sure there's nobody around us that we're going to disturb, and then we reconnect to VATSIM. So that once we get close to Naples, it should be okay. Maybe, yeah, you're right. Maybe it was the FENIX liveries. I'll check again for the model matching. So sim objects, cows. Oh, sorry, it is the FSLTL. Yeah, yeah. So it's the FSLTL. Fly-by-wire is deactivated. FSLabs is deactivated. It's just FSLTL. Fast taxiing. FSLTL, FSLTL, FSLTL. And like I said, I've downgraded those to just HD textures. FSLTL, all of them FSLTL. And then... Nope. I don't see FENIX aircraft anywhere here. So as far as I can see... Nope. Alright, anyways. And kritische Anmerkung, you're still in 2020. Yeah, probably a good idea. And sometimes I do regret that as well. Right, let's do the config test as normal. And so we can read the taxi checklist. Flight controls checked, flap setting config 2, radar PWS is on and auto. Engine mode selector is normal. EK memo takeoff no blue. And then we can do the lineup checklist of items straight away. Packs going off. Strobe lights on. Line lights on. TCAS TARA is set. So lineup checklist, we have takeoff runway 18 full length. TCAS TARA pack 1 and 2 is off. That's the lineup checklist complete. What do you mean waiting on the 737? Oops, Caruso. What do you mean with that? Ghost, can you send me a message on Discord, please? Because I can't send it now. But I can tell you the links, and there's a YouTube tutorial video on that as well. Superstar. Fantastic. We'll discuss that. PMDG 737-700, we'll discuss that, okay? I want to get your views. I'm not speeding. That was not 30 knots. Ursa. Never ever. Good. We are ready. Everything's set. Let's start the chrono. Ready? Here we go. Takeoff. 1.05 EPR, which is about 50% N1. Takeoff. Nice sounds. Manflex 52 SOS auto thrust blue. There's no localizer beam here on runway 18. That's why it doesn't say runway. Thruster set. Here is 100 knots. Go on. Rotate. Smooth rotation. Tail strike risk is there. Lift off. Pause rate. Gear up. 15 degrees pitch. NAF. Beautiful. Thrust climb, climb. Alt blue. Pack 1. I remembered. Above F marker, we're increasing speed. Flaps 1. Speed is checked. Flaps 1. Beautiful sunset departure. Here comes the left hand.
That's how pros do.
Miracle, right? Here comes the second pack. Even better. Now we got to check our green dot speed here because it's 224 and we have to maintain 220 initially until the next waypoint. So what I'm going to do I'm going to put the selected speed onto the S marker here. And I normally would get a clearance for higher level. Let's put that 150 initially. So 15,000 blue. And then wait until we pass the next waypoint. There's the airport to the left of us. To the left. Sometimes I remember the packs. Sometimes, not always. Yeah, the manual thrusting, good question. But the thing is this, guys. So right now, I am flying in a climb notch. Let's do standard. Which means I don't have to move the thrust levers. Now, if we got into altitude capture and then altitude hold, that's why I would have to disconnect the auto thrust. But as long as I'm using climb thrust as a fixed setting, we can leave them as is. Right, here's autopilot. Speed going managed. It's a weird procedure. That's just the way it is. You get used to it. Flap 0, speed is check, flap 0. Oh yeah.
Beverages, alcoholic and non-alcoholic drinks, as well as snacks and fresh sandwiches. Our prices and our complete list of goods is listed on all flights VATSIM in this pocket in front of you. Further on, we wish you a pleasant stay.
No after takeoff checklist here in the Airbus. Disarm the spoilers. Switch off the runway turn-off lights. That's it. Are there cases where you would go flex while in flight? What do you mean, Ceph, away from flex? Like take the thrust levers and modulate the thrust? Not really, not in the Airbus, no. Only time is when you get into altitude capture and altitude hold, right? That's when you know, in the manual flight, that is. And then you would switch off the auto thrust. Yep. Good. Let me dial down the sim sounds just a tad. Let's pretend we have our noise compensated headsets. Hey, Kilos guys, hello to you. Wie geht's dir? What's flying doing? Oh, the MCT notch. Yeah, that's flex MCT. So this is flex for takeoff, and then MCT is for in-flight. That means maximum continuous thrust. So MCT is a bit higher than the normal climb thrust. So if you have an engine failure, you have a bit more thrust available on the remaining engine, and that has been certified for continuous use. Remember that full takeoff thrust is only allowed to be used for 5 minutes, both engines running, and 10 minutes maximum with an engine failure. Starminer, hello to you. Okay, so we'll have the lights off, seatbelts off. Yeah, seatbelts off. And then we'll do fix info. Oh, sorry, I didn't read the message above. Let me scroll up in a second, Kilos guys. Secondary copy active, RATNAV is clear. Good. Ah, there we go. Happy to see you. Very nice with the camera indeed, yeah. Yeah, so Keyless guys, I hope you're doing well. I hope all is good. Oh, look at that livery. Beautiful livery here. The ILS offset is runway 06. I'll talk about that in cruise flight, which is also a challenging approach, no doubt. So both of them are challenging. So you have 06 offset localizer, downward sloping runway, and then 24 straight in ILS, but a steeper slope as well, and you're facing a runway that's upward sloping, which then is giving a higher risk of hard landings. No, you okay? Finally got a job. Yes. I'm very happy, Keyless guys, because the last time we talked, there was still the issue with your MPL stuff, right? I'm very happy, Keyless guys. Very happy for you. Right, let's continue climb here. Let's go 350. I'm not flying anymore. I've retired. Last year, October. End of October, I retired. Beautiful. That looks lovely, doesn't it? I mean, with the sunset. Beautiful livery. Very nice. Oh, nice. And the base in your hometown as well. Nice. Congrats. Good news after all, Kilos guys. And now I hope the rest of your career will go as planned, and you can enjoy finally being a pilot. Man, it's been a long time and a lot of sad times. But now finally, all good. Clear skies ahead. Happy landings. Excellent. So Kilos guys, I'm not sure. Do you even have a flight sim? Like MSFS2024? Or are you not happy just flying IRL? Exactly. Yeah, my wife is looking after me really well. Okay, so Kilos guys, I'll tell you what, as an offer, maybe one day when you've got a little bit of time, we can join on a shared flight, because there's a new app here called FS Copilot. No, sorry, FS Cockpit. And I've tried it with Manundli, Mark, my moderator, and it worked really good, really well. And so Sunday I'll have a flight with Flying Fabian, a community member, and then the week after, yeah, it's FS Copilot, right? And then the weekend after we'll fly with MAN, who's also very knowledgeable on the Airbus. And the idea is to showcase a bit more the CRM topics, and I maybe have a little failure here and there. Talk about how we would use good CRM to solve that situation. Nice. Okay, so let's check the FPS right now. Main thread is looking okay. Not too bad. Still has some smaller spikes, which is a bit annoying, but not as bad as it was in Frankfurt, so it's okay now. I'm happy with that. Smooth enough. Good. Next topic. All right. So the topic regarding PMDG 737-700. Now, what's the price? I know they said you're going to get a 60% discount if you have the previous version or something, right? I'm not in the picture at all regarding pricing here. Let me just check. Oh, cool, excellent. Yeah, Kilo Sky is even better. Even better in that case. I don't think it was a big of a drama, Aviamar. It's more a matter of there was a video showcasing the new 737-700 PMDG, and I mean it was really, really kind of how would you say, visually improved, right? So they used all kinds of tricks to visually enhance that video, because I don't think you would see that in the sim. Oh, nice! Darn! Sorry for swearing, but they've released Porto, MK Studios Porto Airport. If I'd known that, we've gone to Porto today. So let me have a look. PMDG then on the website. PMDG simulations. Okay, so shop. Oops. Let's do shop 2024. 737. No, I only see the 6, 9, and 800 there, guys. It's not released yet. No, they only showcased the video, right? So, honestly, I know they are being very clever to go about that release. So they're like tangling now the carrot of enhanced textures. Honestly, even though, I mean, it's been some work as a means to improve on their how would you say on their reputation, because a lot of people are somewhat upset about the pricing policies. You know, if they had brought that out free of charge for current customers, I'm not saying new customers, I'm saying, you know, if you already own 737 products, MSFS2020 or MSFS2024, that should get you entitled for a free version, right, for the 737-700. I think that would have been a cool way to go about it. Personally, I don't fly the 737 enough, because I prefer the iFly 737 MAX. So I honestly don't have much motivation to buy the 737-700. So oh no, Ghost, you got to crash desktop. No, that's annoying. Yannick, since Lufthansa lowered the max landing weight on the 3U20MCOs, do you enter the... Well, it's always been Cat Charlie minimums, to my knowledge. I've never seen the 321s being Cat D. No. Hey Tom, how you doing? Oh, my nose is itching. Not done for a sneeze. Yeah, so yesterday I planned to stream yesterday, but I was sneezing so badly all afternoon, and my eyes were swollen up already, that I decided to postpone that to today. Feel a bit better today, but still my eyes are itching and my nose. A sim brief profile. Well, I mean that's wrong though. No. To my knowledge, at least at our company, we never use the CAT D for the 321s. No, Airbus fan, it's birch pollen. So unfortunately here in the northern regions, as you know as well, we have lots of birches, and I am allergic to the pollen. Yeah, I don't have hay fever, so I'm not allergic against grass, which is interesting. So I have more a tree allergy, and birch is just really bad. And it's always sometime in the beginning of April it starts, and there's a website where I track the pollen. So it's this website here. So you can see the red curve here, that's the pollen from the birch, right, in our area. So this is the long-term average. The red dotted, this was last year. So last year wasn't bad. I didn't suffer badly last year because it was kind of wet. And so it wasn't as bad. Now, the year before that, so 2024, was absolutely horrible. Look at the concentration last. So I remember 2024, I really suffered as well. And this is this year. So you can see it started out, then it was rainy and cold, and now the last couple of days it's really exploded again. So that's yeah, last 2 days that's where I suffered. So that's the problem I have right now. Yeah, I would say so too. Probably the same in Denmark regarding the pollen there. Yeah, Porto Airport. I've been to Porto IRL many times. It is a great airport. Lovely, lovely town or city. So, yeah, absolutely right. Where are we? We are now coming towards Munich. Beautiful. Yeah, Thomas. I mean, for me, luckily, like I said, I'm not really allergic against grass pollen. I'm not allergic against cats, or it's just birch. Birch really gets me every year. Yeah. Hey, Exos. Yeah, so there are. You have to clear that with your doctors. So I had a clearance from my doctor to take certain antihistamines, which were not very strong, and they were approved to use while flying. So there's a lot of pilots are suffering from allergies, but it has to be cleared by your medical center. Yeah. Not all of them, Exos. Only. So the ones I'm taking are somewhat at lower concentration, and if I take higher concentration like I did today, then it does make a bit tired. But you know, I used to take half a dose per day, and that was okay. It wasn't too bad. Depends. I can't really. It depends on how badly you are allergic against certain you know, things like you could have a cat allergy. There's all kinds of allergies, right? Food allergies, and again, you'd have to clear that with your doctors. But you should not hide it, okay? So you should not hide it from your medical doctor, because in the end, you're just really you're fooling yourself, and you are, depending on how allergic you potentially are endangering your flights. So you shouldn't keep that secret. Flight sim allergy. Indeed. That would indeed save you a lot of trouble and money, right? Gorgeous. Absolutely beautiful. And Airbus fan says you have random allergic attacks. Yeah. Again, the only thing really you could do is go and have some tests. And then you find out, you know, what you are allergic against. Could be plant-based, could be animal-based. You never know. Yeah, I mean, also, there are... That's Munich below us there, beautiful. So there are ways to... there are treatments where, you know, you can actually lower your reactions regarding these allergies. So like a fur allergy. Yeah. Alps now. Ah, beautiful, coming towards the Alps here. Gorgeous. So beautiful. Good. Alps means we're going to cross the Alps. So let's have a quick look here at the map. So let's have a look at the map here. Where are we? There we are. And so we've got 14,000 grid, 15,000, 14,200. Yeah. So if anything goes wrong, 16,000 initially, and then I would say, let's see. Is there a stronger wind today? Yeah, a bit of tailwind. So we'll take Konin. So let's determine a equitime point, okay? So we're going to data, and then we're going to take Konin as the entry for the crossing. True wind will be around about 335.55. 335.55. And then on the opposite side, it's probably going to be... Yeah, let's take... let's see, there's no waypoint there. Oh, Tango Echo Victor, is that a waypoint we have? Let's just check here. Nope. But we can try to put it here. And we'll keep the wind as is. Okay, so I've taken those two waypoints. So this one here for the exit over the Alps, and this for the entry. So the halfway point would be 1846 UTC. So just past Lichter. That's right. Yeah, so that to me would say up to this point here we'll return, and then once we are past equitime point, if we have like a rapid decompression or something, we'll descend but continue towards Venice. Yeah, thanks. It's the problem is, so sometimes when I type into my MCU, I touch the speed brake lever, and then it activates for some reason. Yeah, cockpit design flaw. Unfortunately, yes. Unfortunately, yes. Good. So that was that. What else? Yeah, let's talk about the approaches, and I'll show the video of an interesting approach we did into Naples. Good. Let me have a look. VATSIM radar. If it's safe to connect again. Yeah. I'm gonna wait, guys. I'm gonna wait until we are overhead Italy. So that don't disturb anyone there. So just past Lichter there to the south. And then we'll connect. Right, but let me check the weather. Did I grease it? I don't know if I landed even, to be honest. But we'll see. But yes, if I flew, then I greased it, of course. Every time. Atsu AOC menu. We'll go with ATIS. Hang on.
Yeah, right.
I mean, I've got so many video recordings, landings that I did. Greased landings. Let's go arrival. So here. Okay, so we do have ATIS VATSIM. That is from 1620 UTC. What time is it now? That's old, isn't it? Ah, there we go. 1750. Hey, everyone, here's Moin. That's a good one. ILS at runway 24. Transition level 90, 190 at 5. It will be runway 24 for sure. Is there somebody here living in Italy? Because maybe it's more news in Italy at the moment. I've been picking up some news that there have been some more frequent earthquakes near Naples now. And they are saying that some experts are saying there's a magma bubble below Naples at the moment, and they see an elevated risk of an eruption there at the moment. Just wondering if it's news in Italy as well. Good, so runway 24 it is, as we expected. And so what I'm planning for is the Erica 1 Alpha arrival. So let me just check what arrival that is. That's an RNF star. RNF 1 RP1. High terrain, obviously. And if we have to fly the whole transition, you can see it's an S-curve here. That is quite long. So sometimes you will get shortcuts. And then sometimes they will give you direct to SCOP. Now the thing is that here on the Erica 1, we don't have SCOP on there, so we have to be ready for that, direct SCOP. Right, just in case someone is flying along and you hear SCOP, that's where it is. Okay. So again, potential shortcut. You have to keep in the back of your mind. Yeah, and on the arrival, we have high terrain. So you can see the MSA all around is 8,400. For the ILS, also 8,400. And the highest terrain is to the east, 5,241 feet. That's why you are being kept quite high. Hey, terrain ahead. And then the descents are quite steep. Even the step descents are fairly steep. So keep that also in the back of your mind. Potentially it would be a good idea to reduce the speed a bit and get flaps config 2 or something out to meet those descent requirements. And then final descent is 3.33 degrees down, and the runway has an upslope. I don't want to use Lido charts here because, yeah, last time I used them I got crashed a desktop here in the FENIX. So maybe someone can find out if you get the Lido chart somewhere what upslope that was. But it's considerable upslope, which then means faster descent rate with a you know, upslope. That gives you potential for a hard landing, right? And now with the 321, also always a thing, tail strike risk. Yeah. So on the 321, it's more critical. That's definitely a threat. So the question is, hey Chris, happy birthday! There he is. So happy birthday to you, Chris. Hang on. There you go. Here's the applause button. Chris, I hope you had a wonderful day and you're going to have a wonderful evening. Hope you had a good chance to celebrate today. Happy birthday. Ooh, it's getting dark now. 0.9%, thank you, Ghost. So almost 1% upslope. That is quite considerable, right? It's an upslope for 2.4, 100% sure. Beautiful. Good. I'm happy to hear that, Chris. Fantastic. So we're over at the Alps right now. Still got some snow below us there. Beautiful. So we're flying towards Venice, and we already passed our equitime point. So if anything goes wrong now, you can see how the Alps kind of end not far from here, and so beyond that it's lower terrain again towards Venice. Let's do some floodlights here. To the right and some... Yeah, that's... Now, sometimes you do get slope information here on the charts, but I've not seen them. Ground charts. Vehicle stands, airport infos. So you can see the glide slope, PARPI lights 3.5 for runway 06, and then 3.33 runway 24. Isn't it, so those guys that used to Jeppesen charts, doesn't Jeppesen publish the runway slopes anywhere? I mean, surely they do that somewhere, but I'm just wondering where they would publish that. Yeah, I'm on the airport chart. So they give you the runway width. 10.9. Okay, let me check. 10.9. What track is that? Oh, that is 10.9. I don't see any slopes. Is it calculated? Nah. Let me check. Let's ask the AI. Runway slope. No, not flat slope. Runway slope. Yeah, there we go. It says runway slope. Runway slope. 0.9 degrees even. It's degrees. 0.9 degrees, it says. Not percent, degrees. So now imagine you're coming down at minus 3.33 degrees and you have 1 degree upslope. Net 4.5 almost. That's why you got to be careful. Yeah. Cool. Let's check the message real quickly and then I'll show the video. Yes, okay, so how to mitigate that risk. So one thing I would do is I would brief that we do not go below the approach speed, because we know that, especially 321, if you get below the approach speed, the approach, because of the wing loading of that 321, you have a real risk of actually going through the ground effect, if you like. It just totally ignores the ground effect and you really slam it. And then experience shows that as the aircraft bounces, pilots, if they don't go around, pilots tend to think, oh, that was a hard touchdown, and then they start to pull back on the joystick, trying to prevent a second hard touchdown. And because they are kind of, you know, I wouldn't say panic mode, but they are really anxious. Whoops. So they are anxious on making sure they don't touch down hard on the second time, and then they pull too much. So the pitch goes up too fast, and then you have the tail strike. So one way to mitigate a tail strike risk in our case today would be, in case of a hard touchdown, with a tendency to bounce, just go around. Right. And then as you go around, make sure you keep the pitch at 7 degrees maximum. So your main concern is not a second touchdown. Your main concern is to keep the nose from rising above 7 degrees pitch. That's the idea. Yeah, another issue you may have, Avimar, is the spoiler activation, where it changes your relationship between the lift vector and the center of gravity, and that can also have a nose up tendency as a result. So again, experience shows, hey, 350 Aviation, hard landing with a bounce, just go around. It's the easiest and the safest way to handle that, and that's something you would brief, and also have the pilot monitoring really fixate on the pitch value. And we practice that in the sim, not just for Naples, but in general, 321 especially, you know, the bounced landing procedure. Good. Right, guys, I promised you a video of a real-world approach into Naples, and the story behind that is that we did arrive more from the west. I don't know why, but the routing, I think the video starts on the arrival somewhere. Yeah, somewhere here, like via Ponza. So I think we got a holding at Sorrento or something initially, and then we're supposed to go on this arrival or this transition, And that's the other one. Ectol. Let's have this one here. Yeah, like this one here. But the thing was, there was a thunderstorm cell right here. And so we asked for a changeover for a right-hand pattern, which we were granted. But yeah, that made the whole approach a bit longer, and so on. So that's the story behind the approach there. Right, so let me show you the video while I get my drink. Enjoy. Hold on. Thanks.
Welcome everyone. Here's a video which shows an approach to the airport of Naples in Italy. And it shows an interesting little twist because when we did our flight planning, the weather conditions were good, the forecast was fine, and we were expecting an Alice approach runway 06. Because of that good forecast, we didn't take much extra fuel. We had about 10 minutes to cater for a change of the runway to runway 24. And during the flight, the METARs showed, in the pre-planning, good weather for runway 06. And so as we listened to the ATIS, we were told to expect runway 24, which was a surprise. And then as we got in contact with the approach controller, we were told to expect holding patterns overhead Sorrento, which is south of the airfield. Luckily for us, that was revised to some delay vectors to the south, and then later a direct to
so I showed where that thunderstorm is located, and you'll see it in the video.
As we were flying
later
towards Ansom, we could clearly make out that thunderstorm cell near Bento, or actually overhead Bento waypoint on the final of runway 24. And so it became clear that we were unable for a normal approach via the star. And so we tried from early on to coordinate a shorter approach via Cerco and then onto the final of runway 24. However, that proved to be quite difficult because air traffic control was really busy, and so their reply was standby for coordination. And so this situation makes it quite difficult for us flight crews to determine how much fuel we require until our missed approach point.
You thought someone else? No, that's
because from the missed approach point we need our minimum fuel value to fly to the alternate airport, which in
I guess
our
that's the
case
difference
was
between the microphone I have here at
and
home
then have 30 minutes remaining
camera
flight time
microphone
at the alternate airport at 1500 feet above the ground there.
Auf jeden Fall. Also wenn ich das Bild sehe, dieser Knubbel, den wir sehen, das ist der rote Knubbel, der Bento. Ne? Und solange wir südlich davon bleiben, sollte es okay sein. Ich muss fragen, ob er halt da was will.
So just there we were discussing our strategy to stay clear of that thunderstorm cell. Because flying close to thunderstorms does pose the risk of hail strike, lightning strike, or severe turbulence. Difficult part is trying to coordinate that with air traffic control. Obviously they have many aircraft in the sector, and so you try to coordinate that as early as possible.
Ja, als blöd ist das ja mit dem feineren Tempo.
So the main concern is that the longer track mileage now means a recalculation of the fuel requirements, and potentially having to commit yourself to Naples, which you don't really want to do. Now the good thing is we could see the weather, so the airport itself was fine, but what time of the year? I'm not sure. Well, just to get so that there's no kind of clear indication what day, what time, what flight number the flight was. It's just privacy reasons.
Ja, der steht auch nichts, der war dafür links.
I think I was pilot monitoring there because
At this point, we could
Yeah, I
really
think I
make
was
out
in
the
the,
thunderstorm cell 12 o'clock ahead of us, and so we enforced our wish again that we need to turn towards the
Communications.
north to get on a northern transition for the approach. And luckily that was then granted by ATC.
Den darunter, ne, der macht auch wahrscheinlich die Uhr. Ja, das ist ärgerlich. Alles zu. First speed up to 8,000. Sprit, wir haben 100 Wolken, da bleiben wir auch, alles Chaos, das wird nicht besser, wenn man müsste Brot oder die kommen dann noch zum Limit, dann fahren wir nach oben ab. Ja. Ja, ich gehe jetzt nach dem Min Fuel ist 3,4.
So you just heard me say min fuel is 3.4 tons. That means the lowest fuel value that we can accept at the missed approach point is 3.4 tons in order to reach our alternate airport, Rome.
yeah, the passengers got a wonderful
with
view
the
today.
legal
Yeah?
requirements.
Oh, I mean, on that day.
Since we've already had some delay vectors and we had to change our path from the southern transition to the northern transition here, it is quite
Especially with the
challenging
Vesuv.
trying to estimate the fuel burn
The volcano,
until you
yeah.
reach your missed approach point.
Hey Lilienthal, hello.
Ja, so dann.
So just now we got the clearance direct to SCOP and then to start our ILS approach Zulu runway 24 from SCOP onwards.
Ja, nee, warte, das ist das Final. Das ist alles Final. Das sind doch alles. Da rechts mit dem Arzt. Ja. Genau. Ja, alles klar. So, next
Yoda,
time
I
is,
don't remember
SCOP. Dann geht's
exactly. I
auf,
think we
Takeoff.
still had the fuel to get to Rome. Because I don't think we would have wanted to be committed. When you switch to Boeing's 2023, I think. I mean, I was flying Boeing before then. So now I can see the thunderstorm quite nicely there. And then there was another, not this one, so the cloud there is the first one, I think. The other one was behind that, the bigger one.
Im Log Blue Plus
Yeah, Chris, I'm just doing one flight. I've just been saying that I'm really suffering hard from an allergy, birch pollen allergy. And yesterday and today was really bad. I had to take a lot of medicine today, which is making me really kind of tired and drowsy. And also my left eye is like itching like crazy. Yeah, it's Birke. Thank you, Trinette. Yeah, Hunter, we'll see. The weather should be fine. Here we got the Vesuv right there on the video. Yeah, so there we go. Now we are on the approach. And the thing is, it's difficult to predict exactly how much fuel you're going to burn because you don't know how many shortcuts you're going to get. So in the end, the track mileage that we got was a lot less than we calculated with, so fuel was not a problem there. But that's how quickly things can change, right? If you don't take on much extra fuel, then suddenly you have a thunderstorm that wasn't supposed to be there. And I mean, you can see the airport itself is clear. It was just in the approach that was a problem. Ja, Kabak, ja.
Genau. Signal und Tailwind auch sportlich.
So there I commented just on the 10 knot tailwind condition. On top of that, with the 3.33 degree steeper than normal glide slope, I opted to get the landing gear out and final configuration going a lot earlier than normal.
Thank you, Chris. Yeah, me too. I hope it well, normally when the birch pollen get washed out, things get better quite quickly. Terrain ahead is so many years ago. That's like 7 or 8 years ago. I don't remember exactly the wind situation. I think it was probably pretty much calm winds. But I remember that we requested 06, but couldn't fly it. Back in the pre-3D days. Yeah, I think we did request 06, but unable. We weren't cleared for it. So.
Now to the last challenge of the approach, you're coming down on a 3.33 degree glide slope, and on top of that the runway is actually on a positive slope of plus 1%.
Yeah, the mountains
and
east,
frequent
Naples,
hard landings have
impressive,
been
yeah.
reported here at Naples.
100 above.
But you can see the weather is beautiful, right?
Minimum. $400. 300. 200.
Now comes the flare.
100. 50. 40. 30. 20. Retard. Retard. 5.
Nicely done. I'm not even sure who was pilot flying. Yeah, the RA goes down quickly, yeah. And again, you don't have much, well, you have a bit of flare distance available, but not too much. Depends on the aircraft type. No, it's not captains only, no. No, first officers can land there as well, yeah. At least at our company. But I remember that whenever it was a 321, and I asked my first officer if they want to fly to Naples, they were like, nah, I'm good. Not all of them, but sometimes it was like, you know, it was noticeable that, especially the younger ones, not so experienced, they were like, all good, you do it. Ah, the background there with the Vesuv again, beautiful. Exactly. That's why you earn more money.
Gut, dann gerne die Afterlanding.
Oh, we're going to get into control here in a second. 24.2.
Schlecht. Nee, du hast gleich auch ein paar Mal vergessen. Ich dachte, wir fangen mal gut an.
So, welcome to Naples, and if I remember correctly, we had about a remaining fuel of 3.7 tons there. So 300 kilograms above our minimum diversion fuel.
Really noticeable. Yeah.
If you enjoy the video, I would highly appreciate a like. Also, if you're not subscribed to the channel yet, here on YouTube,
so
appreciate you doing so as well. Big thank you to my financial supporters.
Kind of passed over the field there.
So all of the members on YouTube and the Twitch subscribers, that means a lot to me. Stay well, everyone, and I'll see you again in the next video. Until then, happy landings.
Yeah. Yeah. Love that. Cool approach, right? Stone. Well, I mean, frame rate should be okay. Hopefully, traffic isn't as bad in Naples. We're gonna get so we're back online again on VATSIM. We should get pinged by Roma Center in a second, and then I've already inserted a bit of data there. Although, let me have a look again at the latest weather here. So let's go arrival VATSIM 1850. So that's current, pretty actual weather conditions. Runway 24, 190 at 4. I'm going to enter that data in here. 190 at 4. Transition is 90, 1017 QNH. 1017. Temperature currently at 13 degrees. So I've entered the data here. Rhetorically, Lee, wie geht's dir? Gute. Rhetorical question for you guys. Landing flap setting. Lee, yeah, just suffering a bit from hay fever at the moment. Flap 3, of course. Runway is dry. No rain whatsoever. Yes, of course. Yeah, I mean... Right, I mean, you would definitely go with... with config full. We're weighing 72 tons, so let's do 71.5 for landing. Now have a look here. So just with 75.5 tons manual landing, autobrake low, look what the factored, so 1.15 times the landing distance required. That's already getting you towards the this is incorrect, I think. So to my knowledge, or to my data, the available landing distance should only be 2,438 meters. And the truth will be told here on the airport chart. And you can see here it's a display threshold. And if we go to 24, beyond the threshold is 2,438 meters, right? So always be careful with what you get told here. That may be the physical concrete of the runway, but it's a display threshold, right? At your app, let me check the app again. Hold on. No, it's Naples. It has both prompts up here, but I was looking at Naples. So if I click here, that's Frankfurt, but I got the Naples there. So I am going to take automatic medium. Yeah, no worries, Peter. Automatic medium and flap 4, that combination, obviously. I mean, flap 3 and automatic medium is a bad combination. I mean, if you want hot brakes, it's a good combination. But if you want to save some brake wear, then go with flap 4 when you have automatic medium. Good, so that's legal, that's fine. We have a bit of distance to flare the aircraft. Now, I'm not sure. We should be here. That is 24.2. Let me just check. Northeast. Yeah, I'm going to call in just in case.
Received your flight plan. Can you check and send it again, please?
Sì, un attimo, scusami che sta avendo problemi.
Roma, buonasera from Lufthansa 336 level 370.
Lufthansa 336, hello. Due to military activity, turn right heading 180. And plan correction cleared Erika 1 Alpha arrival. Expect ILS approach runway 24.
Okay, heading 180, and we plan for Erika 1 Alpha arrival runway 24, Lufthansa 336. There we go. So as planned. Yeah, so the benefits, flaps 3 is obviously less fuel, less noise, because you're not creating that much drag. So the engines don't have to run at a higher RPM.
166 Roma, hello, radar contact.
So rule of thumb says it saves about 10 kilograms of fuel. And of course produces a bit less noise, although, I mean, honestly, I sometimes wonder
166 Roger,
if you have config full at, let's say, 60% N1 and you have flap 3 at 57% N1, is it really that much less noise? I don't know, but at least...
Zulu, ti volevo chiedere un'informazione se posso, scusami.
At least you do save some fuel.
Sto avendo una laguna, quando sono nel tuo spazio aereo, ok, devo stare in Unicom, che sto avendo una laguna, devo stare in Unicom o devo unirmi al tuo spazio aereo e dirti dove sto andando? Perché adesso sto andando a Palermo.
Ok, al momento stai dentro il mio spazio aereo.
Yeah, that can happen.
Contatto e non è stato inviato il piano di volo.
So yeah, if you switch airlines,
e poi al primo contatto
potentially, if it's a completely different airline, so not within the group, then yeah, you can lose.
Ok, perfetto, soltanto perché allora io il piano di volo su VATSIM l'ho mandato e sto andando appunto a Palermo.right.
So I've set automatic medium here.
Ok, dovresti provare a
I'm gonna start descending.
perché non mi arriva.
Ok, adesso te lo mando subito tramite VPilot. No.
Jesus.
Itarro 576, special advisory 1
Advisory 122.8, Itarro 576, so.
Lufthansa 336, expect to maintain heading for another 30 miles. And you can start descent flight level 19 at 0.
Okay, that's copied. Descent now on the heading flight level 190, Lufthansa 336.
Europa 1666, descent
Yeah.
flight level 190.
Guys, please, 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 if you fly on VATSIM, please go to your vPilot software.
Te l'ho mandato comunque,
Under
Ryanair
audio,
Foxtrot Zulu.
you can check your microphone input level. Right? It should be in the green. It should not be yellow, and it should definitely not go into the red band, because you blow everyone's ear.
Ryanair 3 Foxtrot Zulu,
You know, ears out.
radar.
Oh, really? Subs are not coming through in the stream.
Squawk 1000 Ryanair Foxtrot 3 Foxtrot Zulu.
Is that on YouTube or on Twitch?
Grazie mille comunque per l'aiuto.
On Twitch? Okay, interesting. Yeah, Streamlabs doesn't record any resubs. Apologies for that. For some reason, I'm not getting notifications. Yeah. So LH Virtual, thank you so much. LH Virtual, welcome back. How's the new PC going? Thank you so much for the 5 months.
Radar, hello, Croatia 27 Papa flight level 350.
Croatia 27 Papa Roma.
I can't scroll any further back. So let me restart the
Erika 1 Alpha Rango for runway 24.
Streamlabs app.
Erika 1 Alpha arrival for runway 24, Croatia 27 Papa.
So they said there's a problem with it, guys. Apologies.
Ryanair 5604 Roma, hello, radar contact, flight across Emino, flight level 250.
Okay, strange. Let me see.
That's a 336 for Mach number.
Mach number's .715 at the moment, Lufthansa 336. We can fly fast if you want.
Yeah, just a bit faster would be wonderful. Maybe Mach 7.5 or greater.
Yeah, Mach .75 or greater is fine, Lufthansa 336. And upon conversion?
I'll let you know further on.
Okay, that's good. Yeah, so thank you so much, Ray, with that reset. Apologies, I'm not seeing the reset messages here on my monitor. The last one I caught was LH Virtual.
Norlight 6 Foxtrot, Mike, we are leveling off 130 by Pazu. We just received the contact me from Napoli. Would you want me to switch?
Norlight 6 Foxtrot, Mike, yeah, there's something going on there. I'm not too sure what happened. You can contact the Napoli now, 134.2.
Napoli 134.2 Nordica 6 Foxtrot Mike, ciao, alle grazie.
Lufthansa 336, resume navigation direct Erika.
Present position direct to Erika, Lufthansa 336. Good, so we have NAF, direct Erika again. Erika, it's...
Lufthansa 336, 300 knots until Erika is fine.
300 knots indicated until Erika. Copied, Lufthansa 336. So 300 knots until Erika is fine. Okay, and then we'll do normal profile. So Erika, the first restriction is Pazup between 170
Valley 578, this is ship line
And 130.
128, jump.
A gift from me to you.
Hunter!
Enjoy the gift.
That's coming
itself.
through. Why is that coming through? That's weird. So, Hunter, thank you so much for the 5 gifted. Oh my god. So, we have Camparian, Jan 40, Karoff, Subsonic Flight, and Skeplop. Please say a big thank you to Hunter for these gifted subs. Really kind of you, Hunter. Thank you so much for that. Much appreciated. And again, that's on top of the last week's gifted subs. Thank you so much for that. So threats today are obviously the high terrain towards the north and the east. We have a steeper slope on the ILS and an upslope 0.9% on the runway. Thank you, Hunter. Minimums, we'll take a look at the missed approach gradient.
Mike Oscar uniform.
It doesn't give it here, but I mean, we'll take the lower gradient, so we'll take the higher minimums, 660 feet.
Lufthansa 336, contact Roma 134.2.
134.2, grazie mille, ciao, Lufthansa 336.
Europa 166, speed 28.
I love coming to Italy. It's just the dialect is so cool. Roma, buonasera. Lufthansa 336 approaching Erika 195, descending 190.
Nomadic 1 Papa Lima, proceed direct to Molux, Mike Oscar Lima, uniform X-ray.
Direct Molux, Nomadic 1 Papa Lima.
Lufthansa 336, Roma, buonasera, identified, respect RD 024, descend to flight level 130.
Descent flight 120, expecting the ILS Zulu 24, Lufthansa 336.
And confirm that's 130.
Oh, apologies, descending level 130, 130, Lufthansa 336. So we have 13,000 blue. Descend out blue. And that's the next restriction here. So we'll definitely make the...
Lufthansa 336, proceed direct to Ukov.
Direct to Ukov, direct Lufthansa 336. So that's the first direct.
Nordic 6 Foxtrot, Mike, descend to flight level 100.
Descend flight level 100 for an Norlighter 6 Foxtrot, Mike.
Beautiful. You can see the city already. And there's the terrain to the east. Gorgeous. Let's get everyone strapped in here. Remaining flight time is about 20 minutes.
Europa 166, Roma identified, expect RD 024, descend to flight level 130.
Good, 660 feet to be set.
Europa 166, Roma identified, expect RD 024, descend to flight level 130.
Yeah, I did say Alice Zulu 24 as briefed. I can see some of the traffic inbound.
Nordic 6 for some Mike, descend to 7,000 feet, 281017.
Descend 7,000, H1017, Norlight 6, Foxtrot, Mike.
Or 97 Victor X-ray via Bend, so clear RD 024.
Via Bend, so clear to ILS 024.
Hey Sam. Sam Simmer, thank you so much for your kind words. Yeah, and once the vector comes out, or close to that, I'm planning to make a nice series of 787 tutorials, as I've been rated on the 787. Right, you can see the Vesuv here as well. So beautiful.
Run 97 Victor X-ray, speed 180 right.
Gorgeous.
Contact tower, 118, decimal 5, ciao.
18028. Ryanair 97 Victor X-ray.
So in case you missed approach, guys, I'm going to follow the flight plan track. I'm going to check that in the FMS. So we have 750 feet, left max 185, 706, max 185 knots, 711, Oleva, and then Ischia.
Lufthansa 360, descent to flight level 110.
Descent flight level 110, Lufthansa 336. So 110 blue. So yeah, Bruno, hello. And yeah, we climbed 5,000 for this approach. And fuel-wise, we have an estimated landing fuel of 4.4 tons. Seems a bit optimistic. Let's say it is 4 tons. So we have about 20 to 15 minutes extra fuel. So in case of missed approach,
say again, the Medic 1 Papa Lima.
We should have the fuel. If it's not too long a pattern to do a second approach.
Bye-bye.
Again, the threats are hard landing as we're coming on the steeper slope, 3.33 degrees, 0.9 degree uphill slope. So in case of a hard landing, bounced landing will go around. The same for a very long flare. For more than 5 seconds, let's say, will go around as well. And then after landing,
Lufthansa 336, free speed.
Free speed, copied, Lufthansa 336. That's nice. Yeah, so we vacate Bravo Charlie. Now there's also something very peculiar. You're not allowed to turn right once you've vacated Bravo Charlie. Only with permission from ATC. It's always a left turn. So let's say you have to go to position 15. You would have to go left around to get to 15. Or the same for, let's say, 18, right? So 18 would be left, then over the apron, Quebec to position 18 there. Okay, very important. Sometimes ATC can clear you as for a right turn. The same applies for Bravo. So unless you are not clear directly, you have to go left. So here we're going to be below level 110 and above 8,000, which we have. Transition is in 90. Gorgeous. Look at that. Absolutely beautiful. Vesuv there.
Lufthansa 336, descent to 7,000 feet, QNH 1017.
Descent 7,000, QNH 1017, Lufthansa 336.
We are up on 1266.
Good.
To flight level 110.
Now that we have altimeter set, we'll read the descent checklist. Or approach checklist. Bar row F1017 is set. Seatbelts on. Minimums bar row 660 feet. Auto brake medium. And the engine mode selector is normal.
Nordic 647 Mike 180 till 8. Contact
descent
tower
checklist complete.
186.5.
The approach checklist complete.
Speed 180 till 8. For not light 6 quarter Mike, thank you.
Problem when you have Boeing and Airbus aircraft. Still a managed speed here. He did say free speed, okay, so I mean I'm gonna put 250 knots here. And then we'll continue. We have to be careful though. Again, we're okay on the arrival routing. Once we get to Bento, we just have to be aware that the step descends down. So from 7,000 at Bento, which we have to have because of the terrain, to the next waypoint, which is 5,200 lowest. It's only 5.4 miles, and then from 5.2 down to 3.9, It's about 2 miles, I would say. So yeah, you got to be careful. If you are clean configuration with 250 knots, it doesn't work out.
Roma, buonasera, Terra 1221. Terra 1221, Roma, buonasera, identified. Expect altitude 24. When ready, descend to flight level 110. Expect ILS 224 to descend to Terra 110, Terra 1220.
Excited for the landing, really. Should be interesting. It's just a hen.
Terra 121, proceed direct to Romeo, November 667.
Kabine klar, dankeschön.
Direct in Romeo, November 667.
Yanis, hello. How are you?
Europa 1666, descend to 7,000
Go 230 knots.
1017.
Green dot is about 217 or something. Yeah, 217 green dot.
Yep. Lufthansa 336, proceed direct to Bento, via Bento, clear altitude 24.
Direct to Bento and via Bento clear the LS Zulu 24, Lufthansa 336. And there we go, there's a shortcut. It's not too bad. We have about 27 track miles, 9,000 feet.
Good evening, Croatia 27 Papa, descending level 190 to Erika.
Well, I've got some allergy at the moment. So it's birch allergy, unfortunately.
Descend to flight level 130.
Expect LS Zulu 24, descend level 130, Croatia 27 Papa.
Superstar livery. Thank you much, Yanis. Yeah, it's not too bad. Another 2 weeks and then it should be okay.
Europa 166, speed 220 knots.
Now you get a very nice view of the terrain as it comes from the east. We're very far out. Here's the Vesuv again. There's that ridge line. And this ridge line is actually the reason why the whole approach is so steep. No, you're right. The problem is, currently, I'm still in contact with my instructor. And my instructor has only an instructor license for the flying club in Ganekasee called Atlas. And so even though he's a member for the HFC club, which I'm a member of as well, he's not allowed to instruct people on the aircraft from HFC, which I have to be trained on. So 2 options now. So either he'll get approval from the HFC flying club to allow me to get trained by him, or I have to do the training at Atlas Air in Ganekasee, which would be more expensive in the end. But hopefully that's going to be cleared up in 1 or 2 weeks' time. And once that's cleared up, then we're good to go. Flaps 1, speed is checked. Flaps 1. I'm going to start slowing down. That looks so beautiful. Brings back memories. Brings back memories. So via Bento cleared the approach, which means we will step down accordingly. So now I'm going to dial down 5,200 and we got altitude constraint. And as mentioned, I'm going to put flaps 2 out here now. 200 knots. Speed check flaps 2.
Buffer 230, level 110, Croatia 27 Papa.
Because now I'm going to see the aircraft really dive down to stay on path. See what I mean? 1,600, 1,700, 1,800 feet per minute. And the reason for the 5,200 restriction is this ridge line here.
Europa 1666 for
Towers
select Bento,
18.5.
Bento,
If you
Gerald
down the
224,
tower.
report established.
18.5. Gross hit right now is
Right 164.
71.5 tons.
Descend, no problem, descend to flight level 120.
Yeah, I have to retrain again for my SEP.
Descend flight level
So my
120.
SEP is
clear me to flight level 100
resting
for flight 120.
because I haven't flown
18,
single engine
but,
props for
thought no
30
problem.
years.
Sorry
There's
for
a
that,
Zoof.
flight 120. With the right correction 649 for Roma.
And VTCH 777, hello to you. Outstar. Next restriction is 4,000.
Tower 1271 speed at 280
Out constraint, descent blue.
280
4,000. There we go. Out descent 4,000.
Assalamu alaikum, Romeo, passing 219, descending 190, contact 1 Alpha.
So look at this, we're already on the glide slope, and that's what I meant with having at least config 2. So we're cleared for the approach, we have glide slope blue, lock blue, catch dual. Now we have glide slope and localizer. We are on the ILS.
If you want, we can take escort to avoid.
And now I'm going to set missed approach 5,000 feet.
Romeo, Roger, expect Alice Zulu via scope.
Voyage, I never heard about that. Yeah, that's because the ridge line below us. So what good does that do, Voyager?
Expect ILS 24, can you repeat the altitude? 13 Papa.
180.
This factory, is that Fiat?
Descend to flight level
I've always
180.
wondered.
10, flight 20 Papa.
We have 659 for Roma.
Good evening, with 754.
We have 659 for Roma radar identified. Climb to flight level 180. Proceed direct Piano. Tango Alpha.
10 direct Piano.
Threshold elevation is 223 feet. Lufthansa 336, full established ILS 24.
Lufthansa 336, 180 right, contact tower 18.5, ciao.
80 to 8 and then tower 18.5. Grazie, ciao, Lufthansa 336. Oh, we're already past that, are we? So let's go 18.5.
India Papa Tango Romeo.
Yeah, we're 8 miles now.
Good evening. Information hotel,
Clear down.
Galaxy 1 November departure, around
Let's get the runway turn off, nose lights on, taxi light on.
Book 5143.
Flaps 3, speed is checked. Flaps 3.
Clear station via Galaxy 1 November departure, runway 24, initial 6000, walk
flaps full, speed checked.
5143, Papa Tango Romeo Juliet.
That's checked.
India Papa Tango
Yeah, a bit of
Romeo
headwind.
Juliet, respect correct.
And we are ready for
Dolomiti 779, ready to taxi.
Dolomiti 779, hold position.
Opposition 779.
Napoli Tower, Buonasera. Lufthansa 336, ILS 24.
Lufthansa 336, good evening, runway 24 clear to land, wind variable for now.
Cleared land 24, Lufthansa 336. Landing checklist. Ikamimo, landing no blue.
India Papa Tango
Landing checklist
Romeo
complete.
Juliet,
Manual
we're ready
flight.
for
Manual
startup.
thrust.
India Papa Tango Romeo Juliet.
Let's see how we perform here. Oh yeah, and this is not RD preset. This is different scenery. Because the RD preset had a big lag in front of the runway there. So hopefully this will be better. Just beautiful. Look at that. There's a Zoof. Gorgeous. Alright, let's concentrate.
Torre, ciao, Lufthansa 9910.
There before not. Jesus Christ, what's up?
Lo station calling?
Oh.
Lufthansa 9910.
Oh yeah, the 75 wind in Gothenburg.
Lufthansa 9910,
Absolutely.
buonasera avanti.
Well, doesn't it look beautiful,
Ciao,
the
Lufthansa
lights?
9910, un Charlie Romeo
1000 check, stable.
Juliet, VFR per circuiti, traffico con
Absolutely
informazioni
gorgeous.
hotel.
Well, let's stay on speed here. Just don't drop below the approach speed.
100 above.
Yeah, runways inside.
Europa 1666, this is
500.
Napoli Tower.
Minimum
Continue.
400.
See that slope?
300.
It just looks, the whole runway picture looks so weird. As you're coming in
Europa
at a steeper slope.
Runway 24, continue approach, wind check, variable for north.
100. 50, 40, 30, 20. Retard. 10. 5.
I'll take that. Mind your brakes.
Torre 9910,
Can't get him into reverse for some reason.
Pronti a muovere.
That's annoying.
H1017.
But anyways, mind your brakes, boilers, no
L'H1017 mette moto in
reverse.
discrezione e riporterà pronti a muovere. Lufthansa 9910, grazie.
We'll go at Bravo. I can't get that fixed. Doesn't go into reverse, so annoying. But I'm happy with the landing though. Happy with the landing. Right, 60 knots past.
Napoli Torre, buonasera, Itarro 1901, radio check.
Soeben hier gelandet, möchten wir Sie bitten,
Itarro 1901, good evening, Radio 5.
Position erreicht haben und die Anschnallzeichenblinker ausgeschaltet worden sind. Seien Sie dann beim Öffnen der oberen Ablage vorsichtig, das
Hold position,
Fenster
Lufthansa
herausfallen
336.
kann. Und überprüfen Sie
Just
noch
gonna clear the
einmal,
runway, that's all I'm gonna
dass
do.
Sie nichts Persönliches hierbei haben. Vergessen.
I'm gonna hold it here.
Im Namen der gesamten Besatzung Lufthansa und
Second round?
Airline
No ground, okay.
verabschieden. Wir haben Sie heute Abend sehr gerne an Bord betreut und hoffen, Sie bald wieder an
Looks
Bord
okay though, the scenery. It looks nice.
zu dürfen. Vielen Dank noch einmal, dass Sie die Lufthansa für Ihre Reise gewählt haben. Für Sie nun einen schnellen, aber vor allem sicheren Heimweg, den Besuch an einen schönen Aufenthalt hier oder in der Umgebung oder gegebenenfalls eine gute und sichere
Europa
Fahrt. Alles Gute für
1666,
Sie.
runway
Tschüss,
24, clear
Servus,
to land,
auf
wind
Wiedersehen.
variable for north.
Dear guests landed here at our destination, please keep seated with your seatbelt fastened. You've reached our final parking position and the fasten seatbelt signs above you.
It's busy here, look at all the traffic.
779er, taxi holding point Golf, runway 24, via
I know Gordon Lager, but he did say hold position.
Roma, Tango Sierra to Holden Point runway.
I'm just worried he's going to be a bit nervous there.
India Papa Tango Romeo Juliet ready for taxi.
India Papa Tango Romeo Juliet, hold position.
Hold position, India Papa Tango Romeo Juliet.
Like to start to descend.
Napoli Torre, Itarro
Press on. I decrease flight
191
load
with
instead
information
of
to
managing
board. Then
the level having green dot. It
direct
says
clearance
cruise auto
to
change.
Palermo Fontana Rossa.
Itarro 35 Mike, stand by.
Okay, yeah, he's going there. Okay. So that's why we had to stop. Embraer. Yoda. You missing the Embraer?
Lufthansa 336, taxi stand 19, right, Romeo Quebec.
Right, Romeo Quebec stand 19. Grazie mille, Lufthansa 336. So he specifically said right, And again, normally you would not be allowed to turn right here.
Ryanair 86
But Romeo Quebec 19.
Table for immediate departure.
So kind of non-standard, which is nice. It saves us a lot of taxi time.
Ryanair 86 Bravo Tango.
Yes, affirm, Ryanair 86 Bravo Tango.
Confirmable for immediate departure.
Affirm.
Good, brakes hot, yeah, as expected. But 270, 280, that's not too bad. Right. After landing, radar PWS is off, TCAS off as well. The Ryanair left. Oh, that's a wide aircraft for me. Has no tails. Good, 19 it is. So we'll switch off the turn of light taxi light here.
Ryanair 86 Bravo Tango, runway 24 clear for takeoff, wind variable for knots.
Clear for takeoff, runway 24, Ryanair 86
All types.
Tower, buonasera, Croatia 27 Papa, LS24.
Croatia 27 Papa, good evening, runway 24, continue approach, wind check variable for knots.
27 Papa.
Europa 166, taxi stand 15,
Brake
via
is
Roman
set.
Quebec.
We have APU bleed on. Engine shutdown. Wonderful.
India Papa Tango Roma to Giulio, taxi...
So you did a good job, right? I think that controller deserves a round of applause. Well done. And Yoda, you don't miss embryo. But what about the 787? You like the 787? Honest answer. computer aircraft. Right, so let's do close the flight. Deboarding request, and here we got lots of toys. Yeah, indeed. Alright, look at that. Stairs are coming to the aircraft, wonderful. 787, yeah, exactly. Nice scenery, I like it. Very cool indeed. So a couple more items to do here. External power is here.
Naples Tower, just to confirm for the Omega 779.
Let's read the parking checklist. Parking brakes or shocks. Brakes set, engines off, fuel pumps off.
Foxtrot or Golf?
Parking completed. Yeah, Quotenwagner, I just bought it today out of
Napoli Dore, Barro 1901, I'm ready to
out of I think Ini builds. Or no, even that was on the marketplace. Yep. What else? There was another thing I wanted to do. Have the brake fans on. Oh yeah, hang on. So here. Oh, not bad. 200 feet per minute. Like it. Let's have a look. Coming down here. $50 feet, 40 feet, 30 feet, 23 feet. So maybe just flare just a tad high. $89 score only. Hang on. Vertical speed. G-force. Huh? I guess maybe because it's uphill slope. Professor Sam, thank you so much. Maybe because it's uphill slope. Touchdown zone. Center line. Red. Bang. Yeah, I'll take it. Not too bad. And then our fly hub. So that's the fly hub. Also nice replay here. It's nice, it shows you what's that? Altimeter change, okay. Then the flaps. Gear down. And the landing. You see the difference here? So this is the thing, right? So I don't know how often it takes a snapshot of the vertical speed. Because then here it's weird that it records 346. I have a feeling that the touchdown FX is actually a bit more sophisticated, where it does take some of those snapshots regarding the slope and your descent rate, etc. So yeah, hard to say. I guess if you got two of them, you always choose the one with the better landing rate, right? Problem solved. Nice. Yeah, you can hear it in my voice. I've got a really dry throat.
Yeah, right.
So apologies for just doing one flight today. I will be back Sunday, and on Sunday we're going to do a shared flight in the FENIX on MSFS 2024.
Good night.
Thank you much, Peter. It will be interesting because we're going to do a little scenario as well, because I know Fabian will be up for it. We'll do 2 flights. Thank you much, and a big shout out again to Hunter. Thank you, Hunter, for your 5 gifted subs, and then thank you for everyone that's resubscribed today. And apologies that those alerts didn't come up today. I have no idea why it didn't work today. Must be an issue at Streamlabs, I think. Cool. Thank you so much, everyone, and a big shout out to my moderators. Thanks for being here. Chris, have a wonderful evening. Celebrate your birthday, and see you again very, very soon, guys. Good night, everyone. Oh, hang on.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard.
Oh, now it's working.
Black Box Infotainment Experience. New subscribers.
So VTCH 777.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for the 3 months. Much appreciated. Let me see if I restart the session if the others show up. No, unfortunately not. Good. Thank you so much, everyone. Take care. Good night. Stay safe.